Hello, Ryari Fushimitsu here, and welcome to Let's Play Ape Escape 2, Part 11. So now we're going to go to Spectre's base, finally, where Spectre is supposedly hiding. Code CHIMP. It's probably an acronym for something. So now it's asking us to capture Spectre, and of course, in the usual fashion, the first game told us to capture Spectre in a lot of levels, but we never actually found Spectre in a lot of those levels. There's a good chance they're not actually going to find Spectre in this level either, but nevertheless, we're still told to go after him, so...
Plenty of surprises in store for you. You must be on your guard.
Okay, I'll be careful.
And why would we trust Dr. Phil instead? Like, this since I was Dr. Phil, an expert at locating Spectre, he chronically failed at that in the first game, so obviously he's gonna fail it again in this game. Capture the Major, we capture the Tanjobi, however you say that name or whatever name. So of course, it's not going to tell us how many monkeys are left to capture in this level, because, it's just going to say Spectre, capture Spectre, our official goal is to capture Spectre. In theory, you don't have to capture any of these monkeys. All these monkeys are redundant, but of course, they're going to make us capture these monkeys again after we beat the old game. We have to go for every level again to capture many monkeys, so we might as well capture as many monkeys from this level as possible, so it'll save us from backtracking for later. There's still the flamethrower enemies, these pig snout cannon enemies, whatever you call them. Still throwing the same enemies we've been throwing at us since the very beginning of this game. These enemies are really stuck with us. They're almost becoming our friends because they've stuck with us for so long. And of course there's these UFOs, but UFOs aren't that menacing in this game since you just easily kill them by jumping on them and swatting them with your stun club. Just jump and hit the stun club. And just have it fall right there and smash, and they get stunned for quite some time. So these are actually some of the easiest monkeys in the game to capture. That is the monkeys that actually put up in terms of monkeys that actually put up a fight. Because as you saw before, it's not all monkeys in this game actually put up a fight. Some of them actually want you to capture them. Maybe these ones want you to capture them too, but they just don't want to admit it. But again, these must be Spectre's top of the top monkeys if they're in this level, near in Spectre's base. These are supposedly Spectre's guards. Spectre's Imperial Royal Guard is top of the top guards. But of course, they don't stand much of a chance against us, because no real monkeys in this game ever really truly stand a chance against us. And of course, we're getting a lot of coins. We're getting a lot of currency, which is something we can use to buy stuff with. Stuff, of course. And so we still need this stun club to roll that thing down, roll down the bridge, and look at that, more monkeys. Or the monkeys with the machine guns. He's gonna have to reload at some point, even threw a bomb at us, thinking he'd destroy us. But look at that, we caught him easy. And all the monkeys in this level are actually really easy to capture. I'm sure how many monkeys there are in this entire level. It is a lot, and we couldn't capture a lot of them right now since we have most of the gadgets in the game. Look at that, more enemies we need the magnet to destroy. Or some other magical gadget we might get after this game's done, but we're not really going for the game first time around yet. There's a big UFO, which I haven't do anything with yet. Look at that, there's a monkey hanging onto that thing, that support beam, whatever you call that thing on the top. I don't think we're in range, we have to get closer. Oh, look at that. And more of those enemies there thinking they can stop. It's actually kind of funny, actually, because these enemies still think they stand a chance against us, even though they're kind of useless. Enemies in this game are a lot like battle droids. They could easily be destroyed with our stun club. I wonder if they were reflecting on that, like making fun of how battle droids are supposed to be these evil, menacing soldiers of war, and yet they're kind of useless. So it's no wonder why they lost the Clone Wars. Of course they're gonna lose when you're using a useless type of soldier. And that guy didn't play. That monkey just captured. No wonder why he's Corporal. I know how high his rank is Corporal. I don't think it's the highest rank, but if it is a lower rank, then no wonder why we captured him easy. Look at that. They just randomly put a thing of fire there for us to have to put out. With our water thing, that's really a challenge. Yeah, that's totally challenging. Just randomly placing fire there. It's not even really a challenge at all. It's like stopping for a stop sign kind of thing, like a simple task like that. And look at them. I think with these enemies too. These enemies don't really put up much of a challenge here. In fact, most enemies in this game don't put up any challenge at all. This might very well be the easiest. Now the more I think of it, I wasn't really sure earlier, but now the more I think of it, I think this is the easiest game in the Ape Escape series. Is this one, Ape Escape 2? Maybe that's part of the reason why people don't like it as much as the first one, because it lacks challenge. But sure, it's more challenging at some things than the first one is. But for the most part, in terms of just capturing monkeys and platforming and things like that, which is something you're going to be doing 90% of the time in this game, Yeah, it's actually kind of easier at that. The only time this game actually is a little bit more difficult is... I don't know, I don't even know. But now the more I think of it, now I don't even think this... I may have said this game may have been harder than the first one, but now I'm starting to... I take that back. I don't think this game is harder than the first one. Especially when you play these later levels, which actually get kind of easier. Yeah, this is the easiest game in the series. Wonder why they made it easier. They probably dumbed it down because they thought, oh, because, a lot of games have dumbed down graphics. Not just kids games, but even adult games these days have dumbed down graphics. A lot of new games, a lot of the newer games that I play are games that are considered new for my standards. They're somewhat new. A lot of them are kind of, easy. I haven't really played much games since the 2010 era of gaming, but even then I found games to be kind of easy, and I'm sure new games these days are probably not much different in terms of challenge. I'm not really interested in new games that much, partially because they lack challenge. We just captured a general, man, we're capturing all of Spectre's ranks right here. I wonder what qualifications you need to become a general in Spectre's army. Must not be that much if we're able to capture the general easy. Especially because he just sits around there waiting for us to capture him. And same with all the others other monkeys. We're seeming to capture all of them. None of the monkeys in this. I keep saying I sound like a broken record, but it's true. All these monkeys in this level don't seem to pose much of a challenge. I swear the monkeys in the earlier levels of this game were a lot more challenging. It's almost like they want. It's almost like in that Gradius game or whatever it's called, where the first level's major challenge and the rest of the game is easy. It's like doing the final exam before you actually do the course almost. Our tank is in rough shape, but it's still powerful enough to destroy through these wall barriers and things like that, and drive through here and shoot down the walls. Is that a wall? No, that's just something on the breakdown. Oh look! This reveals two monkeys fighting each other. No wonder why Spectre is losing. His own monkeys fight against each other. Does he really think he could win when even his own army doesn't even like each other? No wonder why Spectre always loses. I wonder why Spectre never wins against us. Yeah, he's never won against us before. He never has. Maybe that's the real reason why there haven't been any new Ape Escape games since 2006. Maybe Spectre finally gave up on wanting to rule the world or something like that. Or realize something else is the case. That's why I think if they realistically wanted to make an Ape Escape 4, they should give us a different villain. Or maybe have Spectre in it, perhaps there be some kind of twist for some other villain emerges. That would sound like a cool twist to the Ape Escape series. I know I said that idea before, but I think it's a really good idea. I think they should do something like that. I mean, no, Mega Man's tried doing stuff like that. But at the same time, they always keep true to the traditions that each series has its own final boss. Like in the classic Mega Man series, the final boss of every game in that series is Dr. Wily, and in Mega Man X, the final boss is always Sigma. The tradition, you always have to fight against Sigma regardless, at the end, regardless of what happens throughout the course of the game. Besides these conveyor belt things, it would be really hard for us to get over these if we did not have the Sky Flyer, as you can see here. We could jump over those electric, electric walls. Use the Sky Flyer and fire them. Sky Flyer is the most useful, one of the most useful gadgets in this game. It can even be used to destroy enemies to a small extent. Like maybe flying enemies, you could like stun them in the air or something like that. Or if there's any monkeys flying around, it could in theory be used to stun them like that. It's not a really good thing to use to stun, but it is something it could be. There's another alternative usage for the gadget. I think that's a full health refill right there. The chocolate chip cookie's a full health refill, I think. Yeah, we have capture picked it up, and look at that. We're now at full health. We were at low health before, but now we still have, let's go, we have a full health kind of thing. And the good thing, enemies in this game don't really have health, where they can pick up health. Imagine that. Imagine if games where enemies had health and they could pick up the same health as you. Oh wait, there is a game like that. It's called Twisted Metal 3. That game's really annoying with the enemies always picking up the health. There's no such thing really as enemies are almost dead, because they can just pick up health whenever they want. You see these monkeys don't stand much of a chance here. Those are green monkeys too. They're supposed to be the most hostile monkeys in the game. They don't really stand a chance. Like, good God, nothing in this game is like really standing a chance against us anymore. We're they said, I swear there's something wrong with this game. Maybe this is some sort of trick or something like that. Maybe the game is trying to give you a false sense of safety or something like that. I've heard of games that do things like that before. Or games that be like some of the Mega Man games in the NES can be overly generous sometimes with pickups. But the reason for that is because the game's going to become hard as hell later on. A lot of games do that where they're generous at first, but then they become hard as hell. But again, this game's kind of the opposite of that. This game isn't very generous with lives and collectibles and things that can help you. This game isn't generous at all. Stuff that if you want to earn new stuff like that, you pretty much have to play that slot machine game, which is really tedious and boring. It can take like over 30 minutes or something. That just to unlock significant gadgets or not gadgets, but you know what I mean, like significant things like health and lives and things like that. This game's the opposite of generous, and yet it's somehow easier in the first game. In the third game, maybe that's why it's not as generous, because they know the game is easy as is. Maybe they thought if they did make it more generous and things like that, then the game would be way too easy. I wonder what the maximum amount of lives you could pick up in this game is. I don't know. I don't even know what it was in the first game, because I never got them. I don't even think I ever got the maximum amount of lives you could get in the original Ape Escape, or any Ape Escape game for that matter. It's probably like maybe 99. I'm pretty sure I've had more than 10 lives. I remember in the first game I had like 30 something lives. So in most games like that, it's usually about 99 lives. Then again, Pac-Man World 2 didn't have a limit to how many lives you could have. I captured hundreds of lives, and I got hundreds of lives in that game from playing this one level that allows you to get so many lives in the game. So, yeah, it's not all games have. I mean, some games do, and usually when games do that, it's usually to regulate difficulty. Like Jumping Flash only gave you 9 lives maximum total. That was because if they did let you have more than 9 lives, the game would be too easy. Jumping Flash is a relatively easy game as is. They probably thought it'd be way too easy to just let you have as many lives you could possibly pick up. And then again, I rarely ever need any of those lives anyways, because when I play, most of the time I play for that game, I could play for that game with only getting killed like little to no times. So, because that's how easy of a game it is. So this part's kind of tedious as well too. This part is very gimmicky, tedious at the same time. Looks like we're going for some cybernetic thing, where there's these magnet platforms flying around, and all you have to do is pretty much just connect. See, this isn't even really a challenge. I think they could have put something more challenging here, like maybe like, oh, you have to jump off something at a certain time or something like that, or jump to something here, or hit something at a certain time. They could have done something like that, but no, they didn't. Just simply, go for a ride on the magnet platforms kind of thing, and, ride to somewhere or something like that. I don't even think we have to be in this section right now, but I might as well do it, because there's monkeys, and here's a monkey right there. It's going to be there's at least another monkey in this section as well, too. Sinclair, that sounds like the name of a monkey that would be like an administrator or something. He probably is, or this prospector's, like, project, or whatever you call this thing. What's there? Oh, I think there was, like, there's probably full health in there or something like that. Oh, there's gonna be a monkey in there or something. Keeble, yeah, we captured the monkey named Keeble. Now we're gonna give him the Keeble. Like in that movie, Max Keeble. Or like that time that Indian scammer said, you have to connect the Keeble to your computer or something like that. I know he meant cable, but it sounded more like he said Keeble because he has a speech impediment or something like that. All those scammers are kind of dumb. I used to watch a lot of those scammer videos. And I still kind of do every now and then. There haven't been as many of them lately, but I still see a few of them. There's this one funny one where this guy actually installed real viruses onto his computer and actually called an Indian tech support scammer to actually fix his computer. And instead, the Indian tech support scammer just loads a bunch of crap on the computer, doesn't even try to fix the broken computer at all. This really proves how scammy they are. Those dumb Indian scammers, they don't even know anything about computers. He claims he's been in the IT business for 12 years, yet he's never, I don't think he has. I don't think he's done. I mean, I've been in computers. I'm not sure how my skills compare to his, but I've been working with computers my whole life, and I think I'm far more, I know way more. I bet the average user knows way more about computers than he does, than the scammer does. I wonder what Hikaru's computer level logic is. I wonder if he knows stuff about computers or programming. Probably not, considering how dumb he is. I mean, sure, like some people might compare him to Superman. I mean, Superman's not always the smartest either, but at least he's really strong, and that makes up for it. Maybe that's what Hikaru's like. Maybe he will grow up and become a superhero, like a Superman-like figure or something like that. He'll become the next Superman, and they'll make comics of him and movies eventually and stuff like that. But right now, he's just a kid that has to capture monkeys for... I used to theorize about things like that. Maybe these characters... I wonder what happens to these kids in Ape Escape games. They grow up. Do they ever become anything significant? I don't know. And what would Ape Escape be like far in the future? Like, did anything Spectre ever do have like repercussions or things that could last like far into the future? Maybe, or they're like maybe that's why there hasn't been any Ape Escape games in a long time, because maybe the people in the universe came up with some sort of anti-Spectre plan, maybe, or maybe they just finally executed Spectre eventually because they know that he's just going to keep escaping and causing more trouble and stuff to the world. I don't know. There's all kinds of reasons why we don't see any new Ape Escape games anymore. Look at that, there's a blue pants monkey. This is never really stubborn blue pants. I mean, the only blue pants monkeys at this point seem to be the only monkeys that are ever really stubborn and just wanting to capture them. They just try to run away from us or try to actually pose a threat to us. And considering the fact that other monkeys in this game seem to be able to throw bombs at us, that kind of leaves the bomb throwing that the white monkeys have. It's kind of like a useless or not really a unique thing anymore if all the monkeys in this game could just throw bombs at us as Acme bombs, I think is what you call them. They do look like Acme bombs, like something out of Looney Tunes almost. They're very small, more like a grenade, and they explode almost instantly. Almost seems more like a means of stunning or something like that. And then again, pretty much all the weapons in this game pretty much are used for the purposes of stunning the monkeys or things like that, or destroying like actual enemies in this game, like those ones flying around. Well, you can't really destroy those ones flying around because, well, the magnet things, and so you need the magnet, of course, to destroy them. Yeah, this game really, it looks like the game actually is trying to be more difficult. Okay, I take it back. The game actually is trying to be more difficult. This stuff's not doing a really good job at trying to be more difficult or being more of a challenge. Actually comes off more as being a really easy game, or a straightforward game, or most part.
Come, you don't really think you've caught me, do you? 'Cause you're the ones who are really in trouble. Let me introduce you to a little invention of mine, the Mark II battle cruiser. What on earth is that? It'll be over before you know it. Yeah. It was nice knowing you. Wow. What is it now? Ah! Yeah! Who did that? Yeah! Are those Biter Z bananas? Just what the devil's going on? Yellow monkey! What are you doing? Have you got bananas?
Oh, banana!
No!
No bananas!
An overdose of Biter Z bananas has sent him on a rampage! Blast it! We have no choice but to retreat for now.
And so that's what we're going to be doing next time. We're fighting against Yellow Monkey again. He's back and he's high on Vita Z bananas. This is Ryari Fushimitsu, signing out.